Hello everyone, welcome to P3D. My name is MJ Pestridge and this is 5.3. It has just been announced and launched that there is a 5.4 and we're going to do a little test. We're going to run a flight. I'm here in South America, SPME, and we are going to see what the performance is like. So let's just quickly get this thing ready to go. Doesn't really need any. Get those engines started, boys. There we go. Doesn't really need to be a professional flight. This is just to sort of see, you know, what differences we get. So let me see. Put them on, even though it's probably boiling hot. Don't need to. Right, let's take this to the air, shall we? Set the QNH and see what we get. So right now, as I'm on the runway, my CPU is at 27 to 57%. My GPU is at about 50%, and my frames are 40, sort of jump in between 35 and 40. And my VRAM's 4.4 out of 10. Now 5.4 gives us a GPU boost. Evidently, it helps us with performance for your graphics card and other things. So we shall see how true that is. We just keep an eye on that and we'll fly over. Right now we've got a lot of trees in the way, and for some reason these trees have a little shadowing around them. I don't know why that's come about. They weren't there before, but you know, flight simulation, anything can change. So flaps, I never said flaps. So yeah, VRAM's not really changing that much, but what we'll do is we'll get up to a height and then we will change the 5.3 to 5.4. There's a lot of autogen, as you can see. A lot of trees goes off to the distance. I'm using photo. Some of it goes out to sea, actually. That's not right. I'm using photoreal texturing for the ground. So at this low altitude, you can see it's not doing too well. We're only just passing 1,000 feet, so it will look better as we get higher. So we shall see. We can turn our strobes off now, actually. And the landing lights can stay on. Lock that gear and begin thinking about decreasing things. Actually, let me set the power and decrease that for a steady climb. There we go. And I will put on the autopilot just for kicks. There we go, which is taking us that way. We don't want to go that way, mate. We want to go this way. So there's a lot of differences in 5.3 and 5.4. Mainly navigation. It's mainly set for the navigational data under the hood. So if you're flying commercial airliners, you'll probably see the biggest change, which means there might be some updates required. Now I'm filming this like just after its launch, but by the time you're watching it, because I have internet issues, it's probably everybody's already got it installed. Now currently, as I am making this video, FS Labs, Chase Plane and PMDG are not fully functional with it, so they do require an update. But by the time this video comes out, that might not be the case and everything might work. I know Active Sky does work, although currently I'm not using it because I'm not connected to the internet. This is just default clouds, default P3D clouds and whatever volumetrics I've got in, the CFG. But let's have a look at our performance here. So VRAM's kind of meh, just gone up by a point. Frames are kind of holding at 38. GPU is around 50 still, and CPU is sort of around 63 to 70. Now let's have a look at my settings just so you can get an idea of what we're dealing with here. So my resolution is basically a 2K. I have got a 4K monitor. I turn off VSync in the menu, and I don't even lock it, actually, my GPU. I set it in the maximum frame rate thing. I have these ticked in the world. I set basically everything to dense or a medium draw distance. I could actually put that up to probably high, but I'm running a 1080 Ti card, so the high settings is really the highest that I want to be able to go, because that's all my GPU can take. And I have my volumetric cloud set to low because I've configured that to be the best setting, so even on that setting it still will look good. I've got everything ticked in terms of shadows, they're all on high, and there are my settings there. So that's what we're dealing with, and when we do come back, when I'm able to download and install 5.4, we will basically pick it up exactly where we left off, and we will see what it performs like. Because what it looks like so far is still, it's fine, everything's okay. Like, I've got no complaints with 5.3, I've been using it for months, and it's been a-okay. Unlike the audio to this video, whoops-a-daisy, turn that down, and yeah, like as you can see, everything's working fine, no performance problems I find. Hardware is doing safe numbers. Like, I could obviously push my GPU a little bit harder at the expense of the frame rate, but better, fuller graphics means less frame rate. I actually prefer frame rate. My CPU is at a nice constant sort of usage. If it spikes to 100, that's not good. The cores are getting used as I want them. I leave core 0 alone for Windows, and then sort of distribute the heat over the cores to thingy. And the memory isn't even really getting used. Got 32 gig stick, but only 10.7 is getting used, so it's all good there. And I haven't even got my memory optimizer running, where it clears the cache. Like 7 gig of cache, which is fine because I've got loads of room on my hard drive. So that's what we're dealing with now. So when we come back, we will come back over the same area, hopefully, if I can get her here in the same way, and we will see how she performs. Visually, there will be no change because I do believe there's nothing in the scenery update. Like, shaders aren't played with, the scenery doesn't, you know, it just might load better, that's all. It might, you know, load in the sim a lot better than it did before, or, you know, like, it's mainly navigational data, guys, it really is. Like, it doesn't really make a difference to this plane, 5.4, you know, unless I'm using the in-house flight planner. That's where the biggest changes are, but at the end of the day, the performance tweaks that they're doing is enough for me to say yay, and we'll see what we do. And if you want me to do how to do the update video, I will do that, but there's already one from last year which is still valid. Anyway, so I'm going to pause it here, and we will come back when I've got 5.4 installed, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so gone ahead and put it in, and this is like still default, so I haven't tweaked, I haven't put any add-ons in, any of my tweaks, any of my packs. Everything is still, you know, as is default. VRAM is really down really low considering the area we're in compared to where we had add-ons, but that's kind of expected. Frame rate is exactly the same, being held there. Although I do see it jumping above 40 sometimes, which I've never seen that happen before. GPU is steady at 50%, which it kind of was before. So CPU's going between 50 and 60, which that's what it was before as well. So when we put the add-ons in, will the CPU do more or less? I don't know, let's find out. But as you can see, obviously there's like no changes to the defaults state, I'd say. I don't think there are any tweaks in the sky, in the shaders, in the volumetric cloud, but one thing I did notice is there are changes in the P3D So don't just go sticking your old one in. Literally port across new lines that you've changed from your old one, because there are tweaks, there are, you know, differences. And if we look at the CPU, this is Lockheed Martin's version of P3D running on like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't know, like literally burning my CPU, to be honest. I dread to think what the temperature is, you know, on that. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to throw in the add-ons and not my stuff yet, just the add-ons, and see what it looks like. Okay. Okay, so we're putting in the add-ons now, which is a simple procedure. Really, there's about 3 files that you need to keep, which is the add-ons file in the location of program data, along with the scenery file and your terrain file. There is also another file you need to keep, really, and that is the add-ons file in the location of app data roaming. Now this one isn't actually crucial to keep. At the end of the day, this is just like an index of what is already in the documents folder, and it will refresh you know, as soon as you load it up. So you know, you don't really need to keep this one, but I do anyway. But yeah, terrain file, scenery file, and add-ons file in the location of program data. They're the crucial ones to keep hold of and literally just dump back in. Like, they won't have changed in terms of what was, you know, new to old, but they're the ones that you need to keep if you want to just quickly, you know, not have to reinstall everything. Now once you do that, you have to go and delete your indexes, which are files in this location, Lockheed Martin program data, scenery indexes. You must delete all of these and then start P3D, and it will start generating the indexes based on the scenery file, which you just now replaced, because it'll have all your add-ons back in, and everything will be back to normal. The only difference between what we're about to go into see and how we started this video is all my packs, all my terrain packs, water packs, all of that stuff isn't yet been put back in. So we will do that once we check out what performance we're going to get with the new stuff. So here we go, just took off again, thrown all the add-ons in, but obviously haven't thrown in any of my packs or the volumetric cloud file or anything like that. Everything's still like just add-ons now. So yeah, big difference, but you know, everything's a little bit weird in my eyes. Like, trees look too green, bright green, you know. Anyway, let's get up to our established height again, and talk about the new stuff. So the new update includes loads of performance, stability and usability improvements across the entire sim. General application performance has been improved through better background thread performance. The GPS and flight planning systems have also been updated, offering a greater control and flexibility for add-on developers. And VR fixes improvements, which make setup and calibration a lot easier and more user-friendly. Additional numerous bugs that were identified by users have also been fixed, offering greater application stability. Now, I did a complete rejig. So, what difference are we getting now with add-ons? Well, my CPU's up to like 70 to 80, and so is my GPU. That's like 80%. So, with add-ons, the frame rate's still holding though, but you know, with add-ons, you know, the VRAM is still literally the same though. There is literally no difference. And look how many trees there are. You know, this is like Orbex Global Terraflora or whatever they call it. But also there is photoreal mapping down there. You know, like I can tell that there is a difference, massive, because my hardware is still churning away. But I haven't put in my changes yet, so I'm quite pleased already. But let's see what happens when I make some changes. Swerving all over the place. One thing I did notice when I put everything back in now, so this is now back to normal, but just with that update. The weird things with the trees has gone now, so whatever was happening has been fixed. Let me get this thing into the air. This is going crazy. So so all my tweaks are now in. The VRAM has gone up a little bit because I've added like 5 gig more of data to the sim and pushed out the limits of like the trees. As you can see, they still do look a little bit funky, I feel. I don't get that. Let me get this thing on autopilot. So I've put in my shaders, I've put in my terrain pack, my water pack, everything pack. It's in, it's done. Let me bring that down a bit. So I think whatever they have actually made some visual changes. I see, because the trees down here have the way the shadow falls on them is different. The way the light reacts to the trees is different. Which means I'm gonna have to redo my shaders again, because this looks weird to me. You know, these should be a bit darker. I feel these shouldn't be like as bright as they are. I think they've kind of I mean, yeah, they've done something, guys, visually. I can tell. So let me change my course here, because we were going up the coast. We're going to coast up the coast. But performance-wise, so performance-wise, the oh, that's going weird now. Performance-wise, nothing's changed. Like by adding my stuff, it's still like 80 to 90% on the old GPU and 70% on the CPU. They are perfect numbers in my eyes. You know, that's exactly where I want to do. But other than that, I think it actually does it has made a difference, whatever they've done as well. Yeah, well worth it. And also CPU's back to normal now. Like, thank God for that. So yeah, actually I've got looks like I got a higher frame rate. It's actually going 42 to 45 when it should be steady on 40. But okay, I guess I'll have to readjust the global atmospheric pack I created again. Then do you know what? I'll bundle it all together and make it as one easy download, I think. Anyway. Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's it. I would say make sure before you uninstall, or if you're gonna, I mean, most people have already updated this thing because, you know, I'm late to the party. Run the deleted generated files first, because there are changes in the CFG. You know, there aren't changes in the volumetric cloud file or the shaders, but I would run that first, and that pretty much wipes your personal files. And all you have to back up is your scenery, your terrain, and your add-ons file, and everything will come back in as normal. you know, once you do. Actually, let me just check. I want to check something here. Let's just check what the sunset and all that. See, that's what it should look like, really. That looks, must be the time of day then. Hey, where's my night lighting now? Oh, there it is. Hey. Great. That's not Stargazer. Is it? No, it's not. I don't think it is. It looks like it, actually. I don't know. I think I might have accidentally got rid of Stargazer. It's a shame because it's a beautiful program. Oh well. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget, I give away €50 of SIM market vouchers every month. All you have to do, being with a chance to win, is leave a comment down in any one of my P3D videos and subscribe to the channel. And at the end of every single month, I go live with a vlog and announce the winner. Take care, guys, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.